Hey, beautifuls. Welcome to another edition of the Adam Light Stories. We can all learn, and I'd love to hear again about these situations. Like an agony uncle who's trying his best with no professional experience to. And to be fair, people do always come to me with their situations, if I'm honest. They often are coming saying, they call me the moral barometer. So I guess measuring morality and reality is the name. So without anything further, let's get into it. Adam Light Stories. Let's get into a tough one today. So we're going to go with Margaret, 38, from Margate. Margaret, just keeping it easy for me. So Margaret has written in asking for help, specifically on an email she's found. So she says that one night she was sat with her partner, and he's always been quite a private individual. However, one night he's fell asleep on the sofa and he's gone a little bit late, a few hours later, woken his backside up, and as we all do, in a zombie-like motion, gone upstairs and gone to bed saying goodnight. Now, not long after, 5 minutes after she's followed, what she's thought though is, of course, she's going to tidy up some of the bits. Now, on the nightstand next to the sofa, so think of it as a small one-seater sofa on either side of the room with a three-seater. He's fell asleep on the three-seater, and on the side, on the bottom of this nightstand, sees a shining light. Picks it up. So the iPad set to an email from 2 days before they were due to be married. They've now been married 10 years at this point. But this iPad was open to when this email was written, seeing the date 2 days before their wedding day 10 years ago. And it's an email to an ex stating the following things: that there's a lot of missing going on and a lot of confused feelings as he approached his wedding. He felt upset that he's ready now for something that he wasn't ready for at the time. And not that he would have given it an opportunity right there and then, but he was regretful that things ended the way in which they did. Now, what should I do is what Margaret from Margate's asking. Wow. I'm going to split people here. It's been 10 years. But I think your marriage could be done. There's a lot of things to factor in, for sure. Again, children, other infidelity. I think for me, has the marriage been absolutely fantastic from that point? Could that have been, I think again, there'd be conversations right before a wedding when it's acceptable for someone to have cold feet. That's fine. Going and then verbalising it to somebody else and effectively giving them a green light, not cool. Because what if you'd have had a response to that email? Where do you find yourself now? The biggest thing I take concern with, I guess, is two things. Is the fib in the story. It was randomly set to 2 days before the... Come on, Margaret. I don't know what Margate's like, but I'm glad it's a fake town for this story, because I'm sorry. I think we've got to be real. And if you're going to put something out there, you've got to be transparently real about... You were looking through the iPad, and you're looking for something is a reason why you picked it up as well, potentially. So there might already be some issues there already anyway. But that's first my concern. That's just a little too coincidental. But say he is looking at that email for whatever reason, finding, which is not a male trait, if I'm honest, to sentimentally look at a letter. That's a female trait, if I'm honest. But say that is the case, then that's still a concern, because it's an opportunity for him to have said something there and then. The chances are you were snooping. Second thing that I would raise for sure is he hasn't said anything. Now, it's been 10 years. For me, cheating is horrific. I think there should be a 50-50 chance, maybe 30% chance of saving it if the person comes and tells you. I think there should be a pretty much a 0% chance if they don't. You find out from other areas. But for the fact that he was sending emails to another woman insinuating that there was an opportunity there and has not said anything to you, has gone through that whole emotional turmoil as quick or as long as that was, and has not said anything or shared it with you, even in a retrospect perspective, look at what I've been through, but here we are now, and even as a giggle, it wouldn't make you happy, but would be of good value for you to know that he was feeling nervous before the wedding and what it maybe led to. But for him not to say nothing for 10 years, love, are you serious? What else has he not said anything about for 10 years? What other secret email messages has he sent just to see what was going on? Like, I'm sorry, for me, this is one of those where I call it my 28 stages of cheating. You guys who've been with me on these stories for a couple of weeks know what I'm on about. From the moment you pick up the email and start typing her email address, from that moment you're writing something and reread it going, I shouldn't send this, like this, I'm getting married in 2 days. Ignored. And if she'd have responded, you'd have had a cheating husband. And that's why you need to end things, Margaret from Margate. So Adam Light stories, adult conversations need to have happened, but I think it's going to go one way. And certainly I think for yourself, be more truthful as well. Adam Light stories, much love.